Hello friends, this is Ganesh and the video number 4 on ABAP and HANA. In this session, I'm going to explain the properties of select statement. So how we can modify the select with the new syntax. If you take select, this is not just change in the syntax, this is just changed the way the select works. Because if you come to the SAP HANA world, so the main idea would be give more work to database layer, get most of the data, the final result from the database. So that is the basic or huge change between normal SAP and SAP HANA. So meaning mostly we get the data from the database and do the manipulation in the application layer, and after that just pass the message to the means records to the report or some interface or update the table, whatever it is. So normally we do most of the data manipulation options in the application layer, but here do everything in the database layer. So how to pass a message to the database, do this, do that. So the communication between application to database layer is only select. Only the select query is the communication to get the data from the database layer. So they change the way the select we normally write in a very tremendous way. Lot of options available in select. So one select probably we can say 5 to 6 lines, but you can say you can add whatever you want, 15 to 20 lines you can enter, you can write the select, you can design the select with all your data manipulation concepts. Okay, so it's very interesting concept in select, and the performance wise is awesome. So the one line is get most of the data from database layer using select. Okay, let's get into the slide. So before get into that, so few things to be keep in your mind. So select query. The select query is not only to fetch the data from database. So far we are using select. Select means get the information from database. So now this is beyond that. So select is able to carry your data manipulation concepts or logic or any arithmetic operations or any functions also to the database layer to perform the data operations. And as I mentioned, your concept, your logic should be, I need the most final record from the database. So that is the actual idea before writing the select statement. So overall what we are doing is, excuse me, we are reducing the workload of the application layer. Okay, so to increase the performance, just do most of the work to the database itself, because HANA is capable of doing most of the things in the database layer itself. So just pass a message, pass the communication, or pass the command to the database to get the records. And keep yourself ready to learn new way of writing select, SQL functions, and apply most of the data change technique in select itself, and keep yourself ready for every new release changes from SAP. So normally right, ABAP and HANA means they start with the version 7.4, 7.5, 7.6. So every new versions they keep on changing the syntax, means not changing, they keep on increasing, enhancing the way it works. So keep ready, and once you start learning in 7.4, don't sit on the 7.4, go to 7.5 and find out what is that in 7.6. Just read some news and find out. Okay, so this will make you very comfortable to start writing a new way of select. Now, and okay, this one we are going to see these things like in the select query, new keywords, comma separated select. Normally we have a space between the fields, and there is a new introduction called escape character and data manipulation statements. And string and date function, arithmetic operations or functions, aggregation function, SQL functions, everything in one select. So one select is capable of adapt all these options based on your business requirement. Okay, so hopefully this video will be useful for you. Let's get into the system. So let me open the system. So the program ZJI, ABAP and HANA. Okay, let's see. The naming convention before that. Okay, ABAP and HANA internal table. So ABAP and HANA select. Select properties, executable program, local object. Okay. So the first statement is comma separated and escape character. Select EBELN box KRS and BSTYP from EKKO into table. So I'm going to use the inline declaration. On the flow, I'm going to declare my internal table. So this basically decrease the way of the declaration which we have done so far. So if you want your internal table, you have to create a types and you can create a internal table for that, and you have to create a work area. So if you take a report, a big report, you might have like at least 8 to 10 internal table and with the different fields. So you have to create a big top include program, all the types, structures, and an internal table. Now don't worry about it. So in simple way, you just create one internal table on the flow using your inline declaration. Okay, so at data it underscore ekko. So what happens, it will take based on the source, it will take these three fields as the internal table fields, the same technical aspects, also data element and everything is copied from the source. You don't worry about it. Okay, at least this will decrease a big lines or number of lines of declaration part. Okay, so that is a good one. And it's a comma separated, so it should be separated the fields by comma. And this is called at symbol escape character. So here you are dealing actually two layer fields. Okay, one is database level fields, another is application layer fields. So select is basically for database, right? And we have to give a differentiate to the system to work. Like if you know, if you're going to database, just work only on these fields because these are database fields, and this is not a database field. System should not check where is the field it underscore ekko in the table ekko, right? So we have to give proper or clear information to the database system. Whatever field starts with at, that is not your database layer field. Those are belongs to application layer. Just ignore it or just use it. Okay. For example, not only the declaration. For example, suppose I have a parameters p underscore b bukrs. Okay, by bukrs. So now I'm going to use that particular variable. This is application layer variable p underscore box. So where box equal to p underscore box. So if I declare without escape character, I'll get a syntax error. So if this is a new open SQL, so what you have to do is you have to use all the host variable must be escaped using at. Okay, these are host variable technically. So what you gonna do is another reference I'm saying is application layer, belongs to application layer fields. Okay, or host variables. Now execute, check, there is no syntax. So make sure, give a proper communication to the database. These are belongs to application layer, not the database layer field. Okay, so that is called escape character. Now you can see in the debugging how the ITEKKO table is created. Just execute. Okay, let me, okay. Okay, at least the structure, right? I didn't have data. ITEKKO. So it has 0 and 3 fields. Just open it. See, Ebelen, C of 10, box, C of 4, BSTYP, C of 1. Excuse me. Okay. And we'll see one by one. Few options. Now, so you want to give a different name. I don't want this name. So I want some other names for different reasons. So you can say, you can use alias name. as company code. Okay, and this as it is. I want the same name. Only these two I want a different name. Yes, you can use alias names over here. Okay, and other options. In some scenarios, normally we keep few fields is going to be used and after select statement. You remember in internal table, we first four fields are from the database, other two fields are especially for the calculator columns. I want to calculate the value after fetching the data from select. I had to go with loop, read and everything. So normally we keep some few fields especially for the values which is not belongs to the database field or database table. So you can have like this as well. Suppose I want to keep a field called status. Okay, so that is why another the good part is whenever there is an error, it shows in the red color. So instead of go to control F2 and find out, so you just come to know, so, okay, there is some error. The reason behind is the fields are not separated by comma. Now it's gone. So this is error because I didn't end it. Okay, that is the reason. So if you remove the comma, the red color will go. Okay, so I want to keep some empty column. It may be one character, so I have to keep some empty column. Suppose if you want to some default values. Okay, for example, I want to keep always some default value for the entire data. Maybe if you want, I can change afterwards also. Pending as acknowledgement. Acknowledge. This one field. Okay, and another one I want from the system variable. So I want from the system variable. So what I can do is at language I want to keep. Okay, instead of language I can say username. So who is using or who is creating this report? Who is running this report? Unam. Okay, as execute by. So anything. So that's why I'm saying select is not just a select. It just changed very long way. Okay. So please make use of that. So now execute means activate it. Okay, sorry. Okay, and make sure that symbol and just execute. See, it's 11. I believe I have something. Yes. So go to desktop 3 and double click your internal table. So it has 14 records. And these are the first three fields. Okay, see one by one. This is the alias name, purchase order, company code. This is having as it is. And this is a status C of 1. I give only one. And acknowledgement, I can say always pending. And I say execute by best. So best is a username. So who's executed? Executed with best. So if you want language, date, time, whatever system fields you want relevant, you can add it. Okay, now you want to keep some 10 fields. Instead of giving a 10 space, you can give some default values like pending. You can change afterwards. Anyway, this is going to be filled afterwards as well. Just change afterwards. Okay, so it's very simple. So this is a simple way how we are using select. Okay, then next is I can say like what is that? Yeah, the lifetime of this variable. So interval is declared whether it's a local or global. That we should know, right? So this is local. So even how it is local. This is actually a main program, right? Let me have um, one subroutine. Okay, maybe I can have one more. Perform get two. Form get one. And form get two. And form. So after form, I should not have any executable statement. Let me have the breakpoint here. Just copy paste it, the same code. Okay. So the idea is whatever you declare before perform. Normally we call it as a global variable. Whatever you declare in the main program is a global variable. You can use the same inside your subroutine as well. But here, this is actually a local for this particular area. And if you come to the form get one, this is a different ITEKKO. Just execute, activate. It won't give you any error. So this is a independent object is declared. This is also independent internal table, and this is also independent internal table. So if I execute in a debugging mode, you just come to know. Breakpoint, execute, 11, execute. So 0. Okay. If I execute F5, it will get 14 records and is going inside your subroutine. Here if I execute the same, now if you see what is the value of EKKO? 0. 0 records. Then execute it, again the 14 records comes, it goes out. Now this ITEKKO is referring this internal table. ITEKKO. Now I'm getting into perform get to. Now the value is 0. Records are 0 because this is for the local ITEKKO, local internal table. Just type F5. Again it gets 14 records. Okay. So it's very simple. Whatever the inline declaration you are doing, so the lifetime is nothing but the local only. But the same level of, in the same level, if you try to declare one more time, you will get a syntax error. Means it's already declared. I'm trying to use the same select and with the same declaration, and it will give a syntax error. This ITEKKO is already declared. So for that, you just remove the data. That's it. So once you declare, you can able to use it in the consecutive lines. So it shows very clearly error found, activate like was declared. ITEKKO was already declared. Edit. Now to avoid, give us a different name or just use the same one. Activate. Okay, I missed the at symbol. So at is very important. Okay, I got it. And so this is nothing but scope. Scope of the variable. Okay, so the scope of the internal table is local. Got it? Next. So let me take one field, exchange rate. So I'm going to perform some data manipulations over here. Okay, let's see. Let's start here. The field is WKURS. This is actually exchange rate. Okay. So I'm going to perform some simple arithmetic operations over here. So S plus WRK. So don't know about the logic and all. So S into 20. Okay, as modified rate. So the meaning is, oh, sorry, I think I messed up a little. One second. So the idea is you are able to do whatever data manipulations is required in the select itself. Okay, as a modified rate. Activate it. I must KURS. So one more point, I can say like instead of this 20, can I use a variable? Yes, you're able to use it. What I'm going to do is like data, LV, like I can say discount, type WKRS, value 0.20, some percentage. So now what I can do is instead of 20, so okay, I can show you first how it display over there in the debugging mode. Then I'll just do a change. Okay, I need to change the code because CH11 has everything 0. All the exchange rate for this particular BUKRS is 0, I believe. Let's see. No, okay, I have at least one. So here, a simple logic, I just added 20, nothing much. So this is the actual rate and this is the modified rate. Okay. So now what you can do is you can have the variable also. Instead of 20, I want to get it from the variable. So all the variable, this is all again belongs to application layer. So you have to use at symbol at the variable. It can be a program variable or it can be an input variable through parameters also. You are able to do that. 11 execute. So it gives something different because 0.20 now. Okay, got it. And the next one, oh, sorry, I pressed execute again instead of back. Okay. Now I'm going to have a condition. Okay, it's like based on the company code, I want to do the discount. So what I can do, I'm going to include or introduce a case statement. Okay, so normally if you use case when, little different. So no end case or it won't come. So I'll show you that. So what I'm going to do is case books no dot. Okay, it has only one end of the period at the end of your end case only. So there is no dot there. So what I'm going to do is when ch11, if the company code is ch11, then do this. So only the logic, only the manipulation you have to add it. Okay, not your alias name. So no dot. Okay. If it is 1000, then do this. Maybe I can say discount 1 and discount 2. This is 30.30. So I can say discount 1 and discount 2. Suppose you want to no dots. Okay, suppose you need a else condition. Instead of others, you have to use else. Else, do this. I'm sorry. Okay, let me have one more. Discount 3. Okay, so there is no end case. Instead of that, you have to use a keyword called end as. What is the name of the field? So finally, it's going to have the value in this particular field only. Let me delete this. Okay, so one case statement to modify to or determine what needs to be done for the field modified rate. You can have a number of cases. Okay, suppose I need one more case with a different syntax. I'll show you that. Suppose case for my type PSTYP. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to do it in a different way. So now I'm going to have a condition in when itself. BS type equal to A. Okay, let me have the data over here. So that is easy for me to write the program. Otherwise, no data it comes. EKKO, right? So BS type would be, okay, F. We have a lot of values with F. Okay. A or you can say under otherwise or BS type equal to F. Okay, then do this. Then now I'll just go with the hard coded value. Okay, region 1. The same way, if you want anything, you can go ahead here as well. Now I'm saying BS type as not equal to A, then region 2. Okay. Else, okay, I don't want else for this scenario. Just let it be. And finally, you have to say end as um, region, region t type, region t type. Okay. So one more case statement. Okay, but make sure the end of the case statement, either it should be a dot, sorry, it should be a space or it should be a comma. If you have another case statement or another field, after this also, if you want, you can have a field. Suppose after this, I want a field. What the field I can have? I can say listener. I want a listener to be displayed here. So listener. Okay, so for the system, it consider this is one field. It has some data changes or data manipulation. That's it. So again, it's a only one field. Okay, so you can have a case statement in your select. Let's see how it comes in the output. Then we'll go to the next option in select. Right. Okay, I'll do one thing. I need some more data, so I'm skipping this option. I don't want to execute with specific company code because I have very limited data. So execute, execute, go to desktop 3 and the data. So how many data I have currently? 401. So these are the things which I had, right? Region 1, and this is a listener I added, and modified rate. So based on the informations, it will keep on changing. Some this is if conditions, right? Okay, so here I have region 2 as well. So region 1 and region 2 because it's changing. If it is not A, then it just change to region 2. Got it? And next one, we can use a small functions like I want to do a concatenation of this. So I can do concatenate company code, comma, sorry, comma, the field name as company code. Okay, so I can use a function inside your select statement. There is a restriction in this function concat. It can concat only two, maximum of only two. Suppose I want to give a space, no, it won't accept. Okay, because it accepts only two parameters. It shows the function concat expects two parameters, but third parameters were specified. Yes. So this is a restriction. Whenever you're going to concatenate only two, you can use it. If not, for other option is I can say, let me go to the listener. Okay, here I can say I want to concatenate okay, two other things, right? Purchase org and purchase of. We'll see that first. Okay, these two EKORG and EKGRP I want to concatenate along with some delimiter. So what I can do, anywhere you can do it. So I am going to be done in this place. So ampersand, use ampersands. Okay, so before that, EKGRP, right? EKORG first. I want EKORG, EKORG, double ampersand. Within single quotes, I need some kind of a delimiter. One more ampersand. Whenever they want a concatenation, use double ampersand. Okay, and I want to say EKGRP. EKGRP and it needs a alias name. Whenever there is a manipulation, always it needs a alias name. As okay, purchase group, comma. So two-way, or you can do a concatenation. One more option is also available, string aggregate. That is also one function is available. Just try. Full execution. So here it is. Okay, and the company code, what is the company code over here? This is using concat function, and this is using the double ampersand. Okay, so lot of things you can do than your expectation. So just try based on the scenario. If there is any scenario, just try whether it's available or not. Okay, then you can work on it. Depends on the version also. Some syntax are available, some is not. Normally this is the rental system, they have always the advanced one. Suppose you're working for 7.4 and few keywords are supported in 7.5, then you have to write it and it will give very clearly the error, syntax error. So this is not available, unknown field and everything. Okay, and the best part is you are able to see control space. It will show you what are the list is available or applicable for this particular version, depends on your own version. So the next one is let me go with some functions. I'm going to write some functions. Okay, let's say select from, different way of writing select, ekpo, and there is a field, there is a keyword called fields. Okay, I can say control space bar, say control space bar. These are options are applicable for my version. So same thing you can do in your version as well. Control space wherever you want, not only select, wherever you want, just put control space, whatever is applicable it will list out over there. So I want to write a fields. So the usage of this fields is it will display what are the fields available. So normally if you say, if you go and see, I want to know what are the fields available, we have to go to SC11 and get all the fields. But here it's not like that. If you use the keyword called fields, it will give what are the fields available from your table. For example, control space, it will give all the informations available from your table. For example, I want EB ELN. So here, and it shows the structure as well. Keep the cursor, it will show the structure and what is the type, what is the description, purchasing document number. Okay, so that is the usage of the keyword called fields, comma. I want POSNR, okay, EBLP, right? EBLP, yeah, it's there. Okay, so this is nothing but the item, purchasing document, item for purchasing document, MATNR. Yeah, control space bar, yes, MATNR is available. Okay, and finally you have to go into, suppose if you want to add any where condition, please add it here, and the final statement would be into table at data it underscore ekpo. Okay, if you have any where condition, do it here. So make sure your into table is at the last. Okay, if you want to join case statement, any functions, everything before your into table at the end of your select statement. Okay, now I'm going to have some more functions. Ltrim, normally we use this to avoid zeros. Instead of a conversion exit, you can use this function, okay, as PO. So ltrim is a function, and it will give exactly, it will remove the zeros from your document number. Okay, ltrim. And I need some other field with some values. Let me figure it out. After this, let me go with the field called round. So round off. So I'm talking about the functions. Okay, so round. Give me a minute. Yeah, I figured it out. There is a field called net price. So you know the functionality of round off, right? The same thing, nothing differ over here. So net price, and I'm saying I want only one place to be round off. Okay, it has two values. So here it is 100.56. Just added right now because it's a rental system, so it doesn't have much exact data. So I just made it for only one PO with the value 0.56. Now I don't want the two decimal places. I want round off with one. So what happens if it is 56? It should become 100.6. This is for round off. And okay, let me have this. Let me see in the internal table the debugging. Let's go to the next functions. 933 expected. Oh, sorry, there is an alias as rounded value. Let me have the NTPR as well. Just I want to make sure it's how it's working. It's not where it is. Okay. Yeah, just a space. So make sure maybe in initial days you might come to know at least there is no space between the bracket and your function, and there is a space between your parameters. Okay, and space between the parameter and your bracket as well. Back toward it. Okay, I have breakpoint as well. Just execute for all. Here it's ITEKPO. So it has 438 records. Good. And these are the things. So these are normal, and this is the NTPR, and this is a rounded value. So rounded value, I need to find out the PO 1, 2, 3, 4. So 10,000. Okay, I think it's only 4 digit. 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So this is the actual price 56, but I rounded off with 1, so it comes out of 60. Okay, so this is a way it should work, the round off option. So these are the options why I'm showing us. We have a lot of functions available, so try to make use of it. Whenever there is a requirement, try to find out is there any function available as per your version. And the next one is ceiling and floor. Normally you know about ceiling and floor in this is normal mathematical operations, right? So ceiling is nothing but it just take one value up for any float thing. So here it goes number up from the float value, and if it is floor it just go number down from the floating point. So what I'm going to do is, again, it's very difficult to identify the value over here. So I'm going to give the hard-coded value. Normally, hard-coded value won't accept. For example, here I'm going to give a value like CIL bracket. Suppose I'm giving 9 point within single quotes. Okay, so 9.1 as CEIL ceiling value. And I can say floor of 9.1 as floor value. Just check, it shows the non-numeric value 9.1 cannot be converted in the function. So what you can do, just declare a variable and have the data. So local variable, you can say value type netpr value 9.1. Okay, then pass the particular variable over here with a symbol value. Just execute now, just check it. So it shows now this error is gone. It will show the error in the floor. Let's change here as well at local value. Done. Activate and execute. Let's see how it's coming in the debugging mode. ITEKPO. So ceiling is one number up from the floating point and the floor value is one number down. So as 9.1 is make it as 10 and 9.1 make it as 9. So this is the usage of ceiling and floor. This is just a small simple mathematical function which we used in our select statement. And some date. Okay, suppose I want to use some date function in the select statement. I want to know what is the I can say current date or difference between the dates. So I want to do something. So normally it start with DATS, DATS, control spacebar. Based on your version, it will display what are the functions available, or I can say ABAP keyword. What are keyword or what are functions available? So I can say I want to add days. Okay, so what is a date field? Any date field here? Let's see. Okay, AE dat. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a date, like 10 days I want to add. So 10. Okay, so for your testing purpose, keep the actual field along with that the modified one. Okay, so this is a one, and I can say I want to get the difference between the current date e dat. Okay, it already there between the dates. So DATS days between. So I can say I need AE dat and with the current date SY data. Okay, as difference in the days. Okay, execute it. Sorry, activate first. What is the error again? Some space here. There is a space missing. Today's functions might have integer. Okay, let me remove the single quotes for the literal. New generic reference are used. All expression the position is alias name. Okay, yeah, that's what I mentioned, right? So all the manipulations, whatever you are doing, it needs a alias name. So this is days with, I can say 10 days I added. So days 10. Some name. That's it. Save, check, act toward it. Execute. Full execution. Go and just check what are the values available in ITEKPO for the newly added fields. So 28 to 2020 is the date. It's added with 10 days here, and this is the difference between AE dat and the current date. Got it? So these are the options available. Like you can have lot of options, lot of data manipulation you can give, select, just give maximum work to the database layer. Okay, so make use of the select much. Let's have what is that? Aggregations, functions. Select EBELN. I need a count. Okay, as count underscore PO, whatever names, alias name is required. And I need an average of MENG as average, and I need a maximum of MENG. Just some aggregation functions I'm using, nothing big. So from EKPO, and then into table at data ITEKPO aggregations. You know about the aggregations, right? If it is aggregation, you have to group by EBELN. Okay. Oh, sorry, think the into table should come after that, I believe. Let's see. What could be the errors? No, I didn't use fields. If I use fields, then into table should be last. Let me see. Let me check it. No syntax error. Then why it's in red? Let me activate it. Oh, okay. And now what is the error? So once I activated, it's just gone. Just activate it. Okay, so it's a group by. So what happens? I can use the count, average, minimum, maximum. All the average functions also are able to use in the same select with the group by statement. Execute, full execution. Oops, sorry, I want EKPO details. No, what is the name I given? One second. Okay, aggregation. Yep. So just open it. So it has like this PO has two um, items. So there's a counters based on that it comes. So you can cross verify with your EKPO table. Okay, it has four. Let's see. Control C. Go to EKPO table. Go back and execute. It should have four items. Yeah, it should have four values over there. Got it. So these are the options available in your select statements. Not only this, you have a lot. So whenever I have a time, I'll just find out some other options, some other functions and put it as a video. But this is the minimum basic informations you have. So make use of the select. So if you see, this is one select. So the line number 13 to line number 20 is one select statement. Okay, without any joins. So if you add joins, inner join, outer join, union and everything, you'll get a very big select statement. Okay, so if you have an option of writing Eclipse or HANA Studio, maybe you can start writing the same in Eclipse and HANA Studio, because hands-on with Eclipse and Studio would be great. Otherwise, you can write it in the SE38 ABAP editor itself. So there is no much big difference. Okay. So once you have a CDS, then you go with the Eclipse or HANA Studio. Otherwise, go with the SE38 itself. Okay. So just play around with select with the new syntax. And if you have any doubt, please write to me. I will happy to help you. Thank you so much and see you in the next video. Bye.